What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success, and in this video here, I'm going to share with you some of my own personal struggles that I've gone through trying to become a successful entrepreneur and trying to build a successful clothing brand. But not only that, the struggles that I've gone through in my own personal life and how it's all morphed into forming the philosophies that I had and why I've gone the route that I've gone in my life. This video is going to be one where I show you that I'm an actual human being. I'm not just some guy behind, a camera who just is like a robot. I really do have my own things going on. I deal with the same issues as you, and I really hope to show you that in this video. I think that this video is really going to help you and hopefully inspire you that no matter where you're at right now, you can make it happen. Stoked to tell you about it. Let's do it. All right, so the first thing that I want to tell you here is that about 5 years ago, I struggled with really, really bad anxiety and depression. Okay, so I was really, really struggling with anxiety. I had a really hard time going out and talking with friends that I used to be able to go out and just hang out with and be super loose and free-flowing with. And I developed this sort of social anxiety and this general anxiety that I had a really, really difficult time trying to get over, okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up for you right now is because at that time when I was struggling with that, and I imagine that, a lot of you guys who are watching this video right now are struggling with things like anxiety and depression and feeling lost and not knowing what you want to do and all that stuff. Now, at that time, the thought of actually just simply recovering from having anxiety and depression was like a dream come true, okay? So like if I could ever get over this anxiety, if I could ever get over this depression, it would literally be a dream come true. I never even thought about, how I can create this successful business or how my life will actually turn into, a life where I'm actually running my own business, doing what I want to do and making money doing it and being fully responsible for my life, okay? That was like not even in the picture, okay? And I want to tell you this because I know that if you're in that place right now, it's really, really easy to use the fact that you have anxiety or you have depression as an excuse not to, take action or not to do the things that you want to do. And it reached a point with me, okay, and I'm not taking away the fact that I know how much of a struggle it is, okay? I really understand how much of a struggle it is to go through things like that. But I want to make the point that I reached a certain point where I just stopped looking to other people to make me feel better, and I stopped looking for other people to save me and, get me out of this situation that I was in, and I took full responsibility for it, okay? And when you do this for yourself, when you just say screw it and take full responsibility for, the anxiety that you're feeling, the depression that you're feeling, and say, look, it's on me to get over this, that's when things will really start to change for you, okay? When you take full responsibility of it, you'll really start to change. And I want you to know that if you're in that place right now, it's a slow and gradual process out of it. Don't expect that one night you're just gonna wake up the next morning and be all good. But if you slowly chip away at it, okay, and you start to take action and you start to work your way out of that place, you will eventually get out of it. So this really, really dark period that I went through in my life really shaped my current philosophy on how I conduct myself, how I actually build my businesses, where all my motivation, where all my work ethic comes from, and it actually turned into one of the best things that ever happened to me, okay? So that dark period in my life, the pain that I was going through, is now one of the best moments in my life because of all the lessons that I was able to take out of it, okay? So what I want to tell you here is that this shaped, some of my philosophies. One of these philosophies that it shaped for me is the idea of, I stopped blaming other people for, say, not supporting me or not believing in me when I was just getting started. I realized that there is no reason why somebody else should support you or necessarily believe in you if you yourself haven't shown them that you're capable of doing it, okay? So instead of blaming others and complaining about how you're not getting support from others, take the responsibility yourself to make them believe you by showing them just how capable you are and actually taking so much action and getting so many results that people go, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing what you're able to do. Now I have the evidence, now I'm actually able to, see that you can actually do this. So the idea here is that I quit complaining and being a victim and I got it done. okay? So you just need to quit complaining and being a victim about all the people that don't support you and all the things that are going on and how you have less advantage and all that stuff. And instead just work with what you've got, take full responsibility, and just get it done, okay? At the same time, there's another philosophy that I developed from this, which is there's a very real thing called decision-making fatigue. The longer that you take to make a decision about something, the harder it will be to actually make that decision in the end, okay? A great example of this is this summer I go to this lake. It's called Algonquin Park. It's in Ontario. And me and a bunch of my buddies were all about to jump into the lake, and the lake water is freezing cold, okay? The water's almost ice cold. And we're all like, oh my God, like, should I jump in? Like everybody's sort of like waiting to jump in. And what you realize is, does the longer that you wait to jump in really change the temperature of the water at all? Like at the end of the day, you're just going to have to jump in the water. So the quicker that you do it, you know, the less pain you're gonna have to go through, the less of this decision-making fatigue of whether you should do it. And if you just build that muscle of just taking action every time, they say, you know, a good decision now beats a better decision later, because you just wanna constantly be taking action and constantly moving forward. You don't wanna necessarily think about all the potential consequences or how bad it's gonna hurt. Just jump in is such an important lesson as an entrepreneur. And the first one to do it usually feels the best. They're in the lake, they're chilling, they're used to the water already, while everybody else is still going through this whole pain of, you know, suffering of expectations of what it's gonna feel like. And when you just jump in, you know, and you just take action instead of thinking about it, you know, it's a lot easier. I felt that way actually doing my first Facebook Live on Facebook in our Facebook group. I was like, oh my God, this is so scary. You know, my first time being live on Facebook. And then all of a sudden something kicked in me, you know, after taking action so many times for my business, where I said, screw it. I literally just turned it on. I just turned on live. I didn't even think about it, and I was on. And I just I threw myself in the water, basically in the fire, and I just went for it, okay? So that's a extremely powerful lesson as an entrepreneur. The last thing that I want to share with you that I've learned from my experiences as an entrepreneur running a successful clothing brand is that groupthink can be extremely detrimental to your success as an entrepreneur, okay? And groupthink is basically where everybody in the same group of people, maybe your group of friends or your culture where you're living in, you know, everybody starts to think the same way and have the same standards of life and have the same expectations. You know, maybe everybody's working the 9 to 5, and that is the normal thing to do. That's what's expected of you. And that groupthink, that idea that this is all that you can really do, this is your limit in terms of what you're capable of doing in your life, that's extremely detrimental, and it's also not true, okay? Groupthink is not necessarily true, and it's oftentimes, you know, opposite of true. So what's more important is to actually think outside of the box, be creative, look inside of yourself and see how you're feeling and how you actually want to attack the world, and actually which path you want to go on and what your strongest aptitudes are and what makes you such a special person and what's your unique talent, and then going down that road instead of necessarily just looking to others and doing what's acceptable, okay? So I wanted to share all that with you in this video here. I felt like it was really important to connect with you on that level and share some of those lessons that I've learned going through these experiences as an entrepreneur. And if you've made it to this point in the video, I want to tell you about the closed Facebook group that we have going on for apparel success. There's a link in the description below. Follow that link, join us in the group. We're all a bunch of clothing brand owners, all in there to support each other and answer each other's questions. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.